Okay, welcome everyone. It's day two of GauntletCon 2019. Day one for some people across the Atlantic. So today we are playing Damn the Man Save the Music, which is a game about a 90s indie record store and its troubles trying to stay open, Revolution Records. And everyone here today is playing employees in it. My name is Don McCarthy. My pronouns are he, him, and I'll be running the game. And we can do all this in character keep it order left to right, I think, as usual.
Yeah, okay, cool. My name's Paul. I use pronouns he, him. I'm from London in UK. And today I am playing M. Maximilian Marshall, or Max to all his friends. He is the local rock star. He sings, well, you could say sing, it's more like sort of screams until the veins pop out of his neck in a local political hardcore punk band who are very much cooler than you could ever hope to be, called Integrity. Of course, very on the nose. But also, whilst he's been in this band, he's also been working at Revolution Records since the very first day it opened. He was the first employee, apart from the boss, Judy. And he's actually been employed for 9 years, 364 days. So it's his 10th anniversary tomorrow, which is also his 30th birthday. He wears skinny stonewashed jeans, a white vest and a flannel shirt. He's got a crew cut and he's covered, like his arms and his chest and his neck all covered in tattoos. His goal is to get a promotion, whatever that means. We'll find out. Should we go over the relationships later? What do you want to do now?
I think maybe we'll do those at the end after we get intros.
Cool. So there you go. So that's Max Marshall. Let's pass it along to Eike.
I am Eike, he, him pronouns. I am in Berlin, Germany, and I'm playing John Peters, whose name is not John Peters any longer, ever since he returned 3 years ago, recently, from Paris, where he learned about cutting edge music and progressive French post-industrial. And he brought a few records. He sold almost all of them. And his goal is to sell the last one, which he didn't sell for the last 3 years. And that's the Beaumont Brigitte album. I realize I haven't got a name for that album. It's simply Beaumont Brigitte. The album doesn't have a name. I'm going to sell that. He's wearing a white scarf and a beret. I couldn't find one. I'm so sorry. So it's not cold in Berlin. It's just part of the costume.
What color is the beret, can I ask? Is it
that's black.
Oh, it's black. Oh, black. He likes the monochrome look, does he?
Exactly. And when he's not currently occupied with listening to French post-industrial, he is very often reading Jean-Paul Sartre and engaging in existentialist thought. That's Jean Peters, aka Jean-Pierre. He insists that you call him Jean-Pierre. You better don't call him John.
What a poser.
wait a second. Well, we come to that later.
We work at a music store. Okay.
So that's on.
I'm Kirk, pronouns he, him. I'm playing Betty Gomez, who is the only of-age person at this music store that seems to be full of people in their late 20s and early 30s. She is 17. She dresses like a rude boy and listens to ska, and like a proper rude boy, she is in a gang. And her goal is to sell all this weed. All this weed being a self-descriptive amount of weed.
Okay, awesome. And I'll introduce quickly the boss and the big shot. The boss is Judy, and I guess she is all about the music. She's a bit naive when it comes to the business side, which is, I guess, why Revolution Records is in so much trouble. And lately, she's a little bit jaded and bitter due to that. She dresses a little bit oddly. She wears a blazer, a suit blazer over, some rock band t-shirt. Her piercings are still there from the old days. She hasn't quite gotten rid of them all yet. And I think what maybe maybe some people realize, but not anyone really, is that she is really scared that everything she's built over the years is going to collapse because she has responsibilities and she feels bad about everyone who she's going to fail when this record store goes under. And today is the big day, right? This is probably the last chance to save Revolution Records. And today, as part of that, there's a big shot in town who will be, maybe playing some music, signing CDs and such. Her stage name is The One. She used to be part of a duo, and she's gone solo and hasn't quite made it. Her look is kind of folky, witchy, mystic, new age, Stevie Nicks. And she really just wants the payday. She's been living it up like she was successful, and she isn't anymore. So she just really needs the cash. I think she is kind of due to arrive in the store at about 11. So maybe it's just before opening. It's maybe 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning. Judy has been there for store opening, and I think she is, trying to test the sound system, right? She's playing some not very popular, not very well known Rage Against the Machine album at full blast. So.
Oh, can I put a little detail in that kind of something that shows kind of how not business savvy like Judy is? We've got like a really esoteric like opening time. Like it opens at like 20 past 10 or something like that. Like rather than like on the hour or something like 10:30, it's like 20 past 10 is the opening time. It's like.
So what? I guess I want to say that. Maybe maybe Jean-Pierre and Max have been stuck in a job together, doing tidy up, the kind of job that really plays to their strengths and puts them together, which is definitely not what they want. How are the two of you coping with this?
Go ahead.
This morning I bought a bag full of croissants and I'm eating them regularly all the time. So that's how I cope with the situation I'm finding myself in, working with that ignoramus here, this ignorant guy who knows absolutely rien about art. So yeah, whenever he does something or says something that annoys me, I grab for my croissant.
Okay, so we're like, what are we doing? We're tidying up. I think we're re-alphabetizing like the vinyl racks, because like maybe some kids like the night before gone through them and like moved everything around.
Yes, and I'm telling you that the E accent comes after the E without accent.
Yeah, but that's French, We talk,
that's French record you're holding in your hand.
Yeah, but we're in America, We talk American in America, like. And hey, what would you know about French anyway? You're just a fake French poser.
I have lived in Paris for 5 months. I know Paris.
Yeah, right.
It's my second home.
Are you gonna eat all those croissants, or are you gonna offer one to me, or what? I didn't get any breakfast this morning.
This is from the local croissanterie.
Are they vegan?
I don't even know what that means. No, they're delicious.
Then keep your filthy non-vegan croissants, man.
I can't
believe it. Have you not got any integrity at all? Like, oh, God's sake.
Judy had almost 10 years to fire you. Why didn't she do it?
Oh man, I can't believe you said that. I'm the one that keeps this store together, for God's sake. I'm like the backbone of Revolution Records, I'm the backbone, I'm the spine of this store, and you are, how do you say, you are the accoutrements that's just draped off of me.
While you're saying that, I'm looking past you as if there were something behind you, and I'm ignoring you. Do you turn around at any point?
Now I launch into this like sermon almost, like about about how the problem with you, Jean-Pierre, is everything's a show, everything's like posing, everything's like performing all the time. Like you need to find realness, you know, you need to like really dig down inside yourself, find what it is that makes you you, and you need to treat that with honesty and, dare I say it, some fucking integrity.
Yeah, one can tell that you never read Jean-Paul Sartre. Yeah. You know nothing about existentialism, about existence, about being, about life, what it means to be alive, what it means to be alive with others, to be recognized and acknowledged by others. You know nothing about the world, Max. Nothing.
Yeah.
And what is that behind you?
I know. Like he goes to turn and he's like, nah. He goes, I know that you're 33 years old, man, and you still got your fucking head stuck in the clouds. You need to come down to earth and like live in the real world, not in your fancy pantsy, I am a Paris bohemian poet, whatever thing. You need to get real, man.
I am a poet. I have written. I am writing a poem.
You are,
in French.
I think I poke you. I like put my finger out, my tattoo, and it's got he's got his hand. He's got like a big skull like tattooed on his hand. It's got a banner that says integrity on it, and he pokes you like right in the small of the chest. Like bang, and he goes, "Yes,
take your dirty fingers off my turtleneck sweater."
You need to get real. Get real, man. Stop messing about and pretending.
So what is that behind you? Now turn around.
Yeah, and I'll spin around and turn around.
That's the moment I quickly rearrange the E accent after the E.
Cool. I think that's a good place to cut that scene.
That single record, yeah. That's that will never be found. Okay, and Betty, I think you might be hiding your stash of weed somewhere on the premises to allow you to sell it easily during the day. Whereabouts is that?
Do we want to do this more montagey?
Yeah, that's good for me.
Because it's like intro and out and epilogue or montagey. So I was thinking Betty is probably in charge of all of the prints that Betty probably comes in later than everybody else because she had to pick up stuff from the printer, which is all the posters for the one that they need to put up in anticipation, and also the ones they're selling. So Betty does not stash because Betty has a very nice leather shoulder bag and keeps it on her at all times.
Okay. And is there anything wrong with the print run? Do we see her kind of notice some bleed or some shoddy workmanship from this low rate printer?
So I don't think we decided what the name of the One's band was before it was the One, and I've got a good idea to pitch. Although if other people have ideas, I'm open to them. But I was thinking the name of the old band could be something like The Only One for Me. And then when she goes off solo, she's the one.
Okay. Yeah.
So the issue with the printing is that it was actually The Only One for Me, and instead of taking out the rest of the words, they just cover up the words that aren't the one with different pictures of what was her name?
Stephanie.
Yeah, with different pictures of Stephanie Buckingham.
Okay.
So it's definitely the old logo and not the one logo. It's the Only One for Me logo. But it's just kind of haphazardly covering the old text.
Okay, and that will totally be fine, right?
Yes, I'm sure she'll be okay with that. She won't recognize it immediately.
No, definitely not. Okay, so I think, Judy kind of is happy that everyone has kind of done their pre-opening stuff, but I think she still is going to be getting people to do work So I think maybe the first thing that's got to happen is maybe she wants to break up Jean-Pierre and Max, and sends Jean-Pierre out to get coffee. Coffee for everyone, and obviously, with your expertise in French brewing techniques, you're going to be the best person for this job.
Merci beaucoup, Judy.
So yeah, it's like take some money out of the till and get coffee for everyone. I guess you probably know what everyone likes.
Yes, and Max is certainly not getting what he likes.
Yeah, make sure I want an Americano with, make sure it's got almond milk. None of that shitty that murdering cow's juice in it.
Absolutely, you can trust me, Max, like always. Au revoir.
Wow, this is like small town America in like 1994. I wonder how easy available almond milk is.
Okay, so I guess we can the mechanical bit of this is completely up to you. You can you get to decide what you're doing, right? So you've been given this task by the boss. You can really pay attention to it by doubling down on it. You can take a moment to try to make one of your relationships right, or you can shoot for the moon, which is you're going to try to achieve your goal and juggle that with your task. So that's completely up to you. We can role play out the scene and let you decide what you want to do. Then you can decide to roll the dice at any point to see how it's going to turn out. It's completely up to you how you want to approach it.
Mm-hmm. Cool. I'd like the first. I'd like a scene if possible. Yeah, I'd like whilst Jean-Pierre is out getting a coffee, I'd like to have a word with Betty, basically.
Well, is this
okay? Well,
John's
yeah.
scene?
So this is the scene for Jean-Pierre. Is that
sorry.
the task
Okay,
that the boss has given you? Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I do apologize. So we'll do that later.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like a simple task, but I'm sure you can mess it up.
Yeah, sure. Okay. All right. So let me think. So I've been reading this book all morning, the Lettres et l'Union by Jean-Paul Sartre, and there's a lot in my head I need to think about. So I take an extra long tour to get that coffee. I know that Judy's not very particular when it comes to punctuality. So when she says grab us all a cup of coffee, she doesn't expect me to be back within a couple of minutes. So I take a stroll through the park on this wonderful, what time of year is it? Summertime, maybe? Or shall it be winter?
It is now. Yeah.
Okay. Why am I wearing a scarf in summer? Well, however, yes, on this wonderful, warm, sunny day, I take a stroll through the park, thinking about Jean-Paul Sartre, and get to the coffee store, order everything as I know people like it, except Max's coffee. That's for sure. So almond, no, I'm not even asking for that. So extra milk, cream, heavy cream, and extra sugar and vanilla syrup, something you certainly won't like. And probably the scene should take place when I return with the coffee. Like maybe, even though the coffee place is just around the corner, I only return like 40 minutes later. Okay. Salut. Voilà le café. Max, this is yours, just as you like it. And I'm checking whether Max, in the meantime, has rearranged the order of albums. So, and I'm relieved to find that the E accent is still where it's supposed to be. You know what? I think today, and I get to the B section of the shelf, I take out the Beaumont et Brigitte album. You know what? I just had the idea that today I'm going to sell this record to make someone happy in this town. Enlightened. What do you think? You ready to bet? No one? You know I'm going to sell it, that's why, right?
I think Judy kind of hears this and sees the featureless blue album or whatever it is that the eponymous album is, the cover design is. It says, Jean-Pierre, you're not going to sell that album today. Why don't you concentrate on our cash flow by selling actually popular CDs? For one day in your life, please sell out with me.
Well, you know, Judy, what happened to you, Judy? You used to be so fond of good music. We were talking all day about the wonderful post-industrial music, even about the popular stuff that was good. But lately, you've only been wanting to sell merde.
Letters from the bank is what happened to me, JP.
That's vulgar. It's mundane. That's not why we're here for. This is about art, isn't it? Your words just a couple of months ago, Judy. It's about art.
But if we're not paying the bills, then no one gets any art.
That's why I got the raise and not Max. And I'm saying this extra loud so he can hear it. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. Art. Bills. I mean, come on. You can always fire Max. He's useless.
If we don't sell some records today, everyone is getting fired.
What? That's a plaisanterie, a joke, right?
That's no joke.
No, it's not. No, it's not funny. I'm not laughing.
Good, because it's not a joke.
Are you saying that the store is? But you have to think about Max. I mean, it's his birthday tomorrow.
That's true. It is his birthday, and she obviously forgot.
And it will be his 10th anniversary.
And don't you want him to get there while employed gainfully in this store?
Oh, I feel the conflict. Yes, of course. And Betty too. I mean, and myself. I'm still waiting. I mean, it's the 4th year I've been applying to Columbia. One day I'll get in philosophy, but before that, I mean, okay. I'm going to sell some records. That shit over there that I refuse to listen to. I'm not going to put it up while I'm in the store. No, but okay. Do Max and Betty know?
Of course, they've been paying attention.
All right. Okay, one last question before I get to work. How do I sell these records?
You tell people that they're really good and that they will enjoy listening to it.
But that means lying to them. They're crap.
But they might enjoy listening to it, especially if they ask you for something that you don't approve of. You give them what they're asking for. Like my coffee. Where's my coffee?
Oh, I might have just drank it myself. Sorry.
Is that when you should roll?
I think that's when we should roll. So, so which of those three options are you taking? Double down on the task, take a moment to make a relationship good, or shoot for your goal.
Well, shoot for your. It's interesting because maybe if today is perhaps the last day, it also means it's perhaps the last day where I can finally sell the Beaumont et Brigitte record. But I need to sell crap as well. Oh Jesus! Okay, double down on the task.
Okay. So you're going to roll an extra die. That's 2 dice, and I'll roll 1 because there's only one trouble for the store at 3. Okay.
So it's D6s, right?
It's D6s, yeah.
Okay. Okay. 2D6. Submit. 3 and 6.
Okay. And
Well, it's just 1d6 if you're doing a secondary thing, right?
yeah,
Or is
but
it a double down?
yeah, he's doubling down. So
Oh, he's a double down. Okay, he's bringing really good coffee.
Maybe he just forgot that he delivered it. Right. So I rolled a 3 for mine. So your highest die is higher than my highest die. Right. So that's really good. So you narrate your success.
Okay. So I take a moment, take a deep breath, drink an extra cup of coffee, Judy's, and then I go to the counter. And the first customer, I say, good morning. Can I interest you in the latest boy band over there? It's really fantastic. It's such great music. And after a while, I get the hang of it. And I really, after only 20 minutes, I sell my first album. It's the latest boy band, the what are they called? Jesus. It's the Court Jesters. It's a boy band, and they're absolutely the total crap. But I'm selling my first album, and I'm looking over to Judy and like, yeah, I can do this.
And a little bit of Avi dies inside, right?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, Paul, you had an idea, right, for the task that Judy was going to give you. What was that again?
Yeah. What's the task that? No, I didn't. I had an idea for like a scene, not the task that was
okay.
given me. Yeah, sorry.
So I think maybe it's something like going into the stock room because there is some old back catalog stuff from the one and only and such that hasn't been out in the shelves in years. And Judy thinks even though it might not be exactly what Stephanie Buckingham wants with her event, those things are going to sell. So you're to go back to the storeroom and get all that stuff out and make sure there's no spiders crawling into the scenes and all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah. I think like I go into the stock room and it's like the stock room is just like, it's like it's in the basement, and it's like I imagine it's like quite an old building, and it's got all these like bare brick walls, and there's like loads of cobwebs everywhere. Half the lights aren't working. It's damp. It's fucking terrible. I mean, this is not a place you store records, for God's sake. It's terrible. And I think like they're right at the back. These records, they're like in this sort of cardboard box out at the back, and I'm like, oh, I'll get the box, and it's smelly. It smells of that mildew, and it's like, oh god. I'm just like, nah, this can wait. Like whatever. Like, why do I need to like waste my time with this old fucking shit? I need to like live in the now. I just like, and I'm gonna like lean out of the shop door and call up the stairs. I'll be like, Betty, hey, can you come down here and give me a hand? I need to sort something out with you.
Betty walks down the stairs without even responding. Why are we here?
hey, and I kind of like pull over two sort of fold up kind of chairs. I'll put one down, spin it around, sit on it kind of like backwards. I'm like, hey, take a seat. We need to. I really want to like touch base after that Battle of the Bands like the other night. I feel like the air between us has been kind of a bit like frosty. You know what I mean? Like there's been like, I know.
I don't know what you were expecting without Judy. I've been drumming for like 4 months, and I looked good yesterday.
Hey, you were great. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck if like your syncopation's a bit off? Who gives a fuck if you can't like do a tom roll? All that matters is that you've got passion and you've got fucking fire inside you, Betty. That's what. So I need to. God, I've been in this game a long time,
I know.
And he's like, he stops for a second. He's like, was that an insult? And he'll let it go. I've been in this game a long time, and it sucks it out of you, getting ground down day after day after day by the man. And hey, it's hard for me to admit it, but sometimes I just feel like this struggle, man, maybe it's, what's it all worth? What's it all for? Maybe it'd just be easier to just say, fuck this and give it up and just, and, get rid of my tattoos and put on a suit and comb my hair, sell out to the man. But then
take
someone
out all
like
your piercings, right?
Yeah, tell me about it. I mean, what's up with her these days? But then, Betty, someone like you comes along, someone like you, and he sort of puts his hand to his chest, and you can see he's got this like this vest on, and he's got this this tattoo of like kind of like this sort of Catholic kind of Sacred Heart, and it's in flames, like that. And he goes, he puts his hand in, he's like, Betty, you just ignite something inside me, inside my heart.
Betty stands up and backs away a little bit.
And he's like, oh my God, no, I didn't mean it like that.
oh, good, because I'm not like that. I don't play for that team.
Hey, no, no. Oh my God, I can see. Oh shit, I can see this might look like kind of workplace harassment. I did not mean it like that at all.
Oh, it's okay. There's not laws about that yet.
Just if you want a full-time gig as the drummer in Integrity, then I'm willing to take you under my wing. What do you say?
Oh, that's a really nice offer. I'll think about it today. We've got a lot to do, though. I'll give you the answer by the end of the day.
Cool. So are we cool?
Yeah, we're cool.
Sweet. And yeah, I think like in the background there's like a kind of like a shot of just all this box of records, like with all the records, and like the corner of the box just gives way because it's so damp and all the records just spill out on the floor.
So
what do I roll?
So I mean, you're not really paying attention to the task. Not
at all. Like, no, I'm just gonna go and grab the records and be like, oh shit, yeah, and just put them upstairs, like covered in mildew.
Yeah. So,
damn.
So obviously, a little bit substandard. The barest minimum gets done because you're paying attention to the relationship. Okay, so you can mark that relationship as cool, and that means in a future task, you can get Betty to help you.
Yeah, cool. On Betty.
So,
yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, how does this work? I can't remember.
You on the character keeper, you should be able to just select yes
instead
of not yes. Yeah.
Yep,
cool.
I've changed that. But then, do I roll for the
No, it just
task?
No,
it just doesn't get done.
It just doesn't get done.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any penalty to it, although obviously it's gonna come back to bite you kind of fictionally later on.
Yeah, sure.
Want to draw a card or something?
Yeah. So the problem escalates, right? Or a problem escalates because you're not paying attention to the task.
Yeah. So we've got loads of like moldy, mildewy, old stock of the big shots rolled records.
So I'm going to draw a card, and let's see what it is. It is diamonds. So that is money. So yeah, I think the money problem is kind of, if when you're selling some of these, you have to knock it down in price, maybe to bargain basement rates.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna bite you later on when Judy notices, right? It's like it's almost worse than not putting them out at all. Right?
Yeah. We're selling them like less than like the cost price, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. So Betty, I think, does hanging up the posters make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still morning. It's time to do that sort of thing.
So maybe the ones in store are pretty straightforward, but maybe there's some that got to go on, telegraph poles or kind of local bulletin boards outside.
Oh, how about could there be like a banner that's been made that needs to be hung up on the front of the store?
Yeah. Is that a banner that is kind of hung straight away, or is that like going to be a big unfurling event later on?
I don't think we have the machinations to do an unfurling event.
Okay. That's fair. Okay, so yeah, you get all those posters that you picked up from the printer. Obviously Judy thinks of you as the posters person in work. So yeah, I think when you come back from that chat with Max, it's like, oh, did you get around to hanging up those posters this morning, or is that still on your to-do list?
I'll get it done now. She's not going to show up for another 20 minutes. Yeah, right on it, boss.
Okay, thanks, Betty.
But Betty goes outside with the posters and kind of wheat pastes up some of the stuff there and sees some of the kids in the neighborhood hanging out in front of the breakfast place next door. And this is like a Saturday, right?
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, it's a good day for an event.
Yeah.
So it's a Saturday, and Betty approaches some of the kids and tries to work two jobs at the same time.
Okay, so are you just telling them about the weed you have, or are you also telling them about the?
She's working two jobs.
Okay, so are you kind of known to these kids in the neighborhood as the girl with the weed? Okay.
And Judy's told me not to deal out of the store, but dealing around the store is fine.
Yeah. She doesn't want to see it. She doesn't want to know about it, but she's.
Well, she doesn't want to see it when I'm not selling it to her too.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So, I think.
So how does it work with making progress toward my goals? Because the one time I played this before, I didn't actually make any progress toward my goals.
Okay, so when you decide to do something about your goal, whether you succeed or not, you are ticking that progress. So you're basically, as soon as you pay attention to it, you are ticking either I'm determined or I have a plan, right?
Okay.
And that happens even if you fail. And so that means the next time you try to do your goal, you're going to be rolling an extra die.
All right. So what do I roll now?
So because you're doing both, but you have no bonus dice, you're going to be rolling one die.
Okay.
And basically, I'll roll one die as well in opposition to that. And you decide, if you had multiple dice, you decide which of those two tasks you give your dice. But in this one, you kind of see which one you want.
Do I get multiple dice for the boxes that get ticked?
Yeah, eventually, yeah, but not straight away. So you're going to roll one die and decide whether you're going to be paying attention.
Okay, do you have to decide ahead of time?
Or the weed, yeah. You can decide when we roll.
Okay.
Okay.
I got a 5.
Okay, let me re-roll.
This is going to be for the weed. I don't care about the posters that much. These are crappy posters.
Okay, yeah, I got a 6, unfortunately.
Oh no!
So,
oh, man.
So you mark either you're determined or you have a plan for the weed.
Okay.
And then you fail at the task. Draw a new trouble to befall the store. So I think it makes most sense for me to draw a card now, and then we can narrate what happens.
Yeah.
Okay, clubs is
The boss.
community.
No, that's wrong. Community.
So I guess, local
Oh, this is good.
busybody might be noticing you selling weed. Why don't you tell us who that is and what they're doing about your, immoral activity in the neighborhood?
I think I sold a little bit to one of the teenagers, and then another one of the teenagers. Oh, this is. I like where this is going. Another one of the teenagers came home and told his friends that don't actually smoke any weed but want to seem cool. So now they're all going to hang out but not actually buy any weed.
Okay. And presumably that's a lot more people than you would usually like hanging out at your selling point.
Yeah, they're kind of spooking other customers.
Yeah, okay. They're not just buying and moving on like they should. They're really,
No, they're not buying at all.
Yeah.
They just know if they hang out there, people will think they're cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, it's all these like white teenage kids like hanging around outside in like sort of ridiculous like hip hop clothes and gold chains and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like being like, yeah, blaze up every day.
Okay. So yeah, that's really and presumably that means that you don't get around to hanging up the posters at all, or that they're badly done. What?
Yeah, it's
that
badly
look
done. I threw a couple up in the front. I didn't get to the ones that are supposed to be on like the surrounding area at all.
Okay. Great stuff. Okay. So that is, I guess, the end of scene 1 or act 1, sorry. We're going to draw another trouble card, and then we're going to decide how that looks. So we do that now. Okay, and that is another diamond, which is money, and that bumps money to 3.
Oh, so we've got 2 at 3 now.
Yeah. So, what do we think that looks like in terms of money trouble?
I
mean, this can be something entirely new, right? This doesn't.
Yeah. How about it's like a final, like a cut-off notice from the power company, like if if the bill doesn't get paid like today, like the power's literally can be turned off at like 1 o'clock or something.
Okay, yeah. So right smack bang in the middle of
the
proposed live act from the one. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's this bill for like kind of $650 or something.
Okay, well that's serious. How does everyone in the store kind of realize that that's what's happening? Does Judy take a phone call, or does some guy from the power company kind of put up a notice on the door or something like that?
Oh yeah, I love that.
Yeah, notice is threatening, and we can't take it down.
Oh yeah, I love that this guy. I think we get this scene of Betty kind of like putting up her posters, kind of like on the outside, and then like this like guy in a suit, like balding guy, comes up next to her, and like they look at each other, and then he pulls out his poster of like this and sticks it, like staples it onto the door, like.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Act 2 is the big event, which is, I guess, when our big shot arrives and all of that trouble ensues. Does someone want to maybe describe how that looks, or will I do that?
I'm fine with you doing it.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess there's not much of an entourage, right? But there is a little bit of one, right? So maybe a manager who is probably juggling jobs, maybe talking to another act that he's also managing. and the one obviously notices that the posters are a little bit off. It's like, is that really? And maybe the manager just whooshes her in through the door so she can't complain or even notice. And yeah, what kind of unusual request has the manager or the one made in advance? You know, so she's got to have something as soon as she gets in the door. Maybe Max has been tasked with that. What have you been asked to do, or what have you been asked to hand to her as soon as she gets in the door?
Oh my god, yeah, I love it. Okay, so her new album, yeah, is called The White Swan. Yeah. So yeah, she's basically been asked to she's basically had this request where she wants an actual real live kind of swan, like like on stage with her. So Max is like, he's wrangling. Maybe he's wrangled this swan.
Is it really a goose or something?
Yes, it's a goose because he couldn't get a swan. Oh yeah, because his friend works in like the local kind of like parks and rec, kind of like a park warden, and he's gone and like smuggled this goose in, like, and he's got it like in the back room inside like one of those cat carriers, you know, like. And this goose is just honking and yeah.
Sure, it's thrilled.
Okay, wow, yeah, awesome. And yeah, Jean-Pierre, is there a queue of people whose music taste you obviously despise, and what about them really gets up your nose?
As we cut back to Jean-Pierre, he's taken off his scarf because, you know, that's too much in conflict with the albums he's selling. There's the Shining Shoulder Pads. It's a really great album, and you really want to listen to them. They make such good music. The Court Jesters, I already sold that one, and then we have the Wild Boys in Windbreakers. That's also a great band. And The Neighbors, and that's Super Spring Break Volume 7. You really want to have that in your collection. Have a nice day, sir. We see him dying behind the counter.
And I think Betty, for some reason, the one's radar for who has weed available is really, really well attuned, you know, from years on the road. You know, how does she approach you to get a quick hit?
She is experienced, but also old and nervous and asking something of someone who's clearly a 17-year-old girl. So she has authority, but at the same time kind of feels like she's cowing herself a little bit to make a request of someone so obviously beneath her.
Okay.
So she's a little nervous and a little stammering, and Betty turns and looks at Judy, and Judy seems kind of busy and says, "All right, come in the break room."
Okay. So scenes. I think Max, given that he is the most senior person here, really needs to prove his credentials for maybe a promotion by getting his hands on quick cash to pay off the electricity people. So yeah, that's and I think that's like a serious maybe come into my office kind of meeting with Judy, right? She doesn't want to talk about this kind of thing out in the open. But, you know, in that kind of oblivious to business and how to deal with employees way, it's like, oh, Max, can we have a quick word in my office? Which is probably scary.
Yeah, and he's like, oh my god, yeah, this is good. And Max is kind of like, he's standing there.
Honk,
like,
honk.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, but I've got like the one is here, and I've got to meet with this. Can it wait for just a second, Judy?
Max, the power company are going to cut us off.
And he's like, oh shit. And the door comes off this thing, and this goose has just gone, and it's fucking honking. And he's like, I'll sort that out in a second. This is more important.
So whatever cash that we don't need to make change from the tills, see if we can put something on special, like beg, borrow, don't steal yet money. You have like an hour, I think, to get to the bank.
How much? Look, Judy, we've been together, we've been in this fucking boat together for nearly 10 years. Like, you can be honest with me here. Like, how deep are we in here? Like, how serious is it? How much do we need?
What, like did someone mention like a $480 or something like earlier?
Mm-hmm.
If we can pay off like half that, I'm sure they'll give us a stay of execution.
And he kind of pulls out his wallet, and there's like one crumpled like $10 bill in there, and he's like, yeah, I don't, me, I don't subscribe to the capitalist notion of money in a free market. But
is that, have you been giving away my CDs?
No, well, not giving away. I mean, we've had to like reduce the prices on some of the records. Some of them are a little bit not kept in the best condition. So but hey, it's all about volume at the end of the day, isn't it? Like, all sales all sale is a good sale. Isn't that what they say?
Who's they? People who are
the capitalists. The capitalist
people who are bankrupting their companies and running away with profits. Yeah. Okay. See what you can do.
I've got an idea. Like, Jean-Pierre's got this record. this really, really rare French poser piece of shit.
Have you actually listened to it?
God, no. It's got no guitars on it. Why would I listen to it? It's not real music.
Don't say that to him, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah, if we could sell that.
Like a charity auction with us being the charity.
Yeah.
Signed by the artist. I'm sure Jean-Pierre will scribble something in French on it.
That wouldn't technically be
ethical.
Yeah, that's the word. Like,
well, anyone who buys that album deserves what they're getting.
I mean, come on. Oh, I don't know if I can be a part of this, Judy. I mean, you know me. I'm the singer with integrity.
Okay. Sorry, Max. I forgot there for a minute. You had the idea to sell the record. You get it sold for however much you can sell it for.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go out and I'll be like, oh, Jean-Pierre.
1 second. Well, then enjoy Cross Chris. Have a nice day. It's a fantastic album, and if you want to buy some Laurie Anderson, you know where to find us. Yes, what is it, Max? I'm busy. Saving your ass.
Jean-Pierre, my mon ami Jean-Pierre.
Don't touch my turtleneck sweater. Told you before.
Hey, listen, real talk, man. We're in the fucking shit.
Judy told me this morning. So she told you just now?
Yeah.
Told me first.
This place, oh my God, it's Well, she told you first.
Yeah, she told me this morning when I gave her when I drank her coffee.
You drank her coffee. You. Oh,
I
man.
told you I'm busy, so get to the point.
Look, we need to get some cash together, and we need it quick, or this place is. The power's going to be shut down. We're going to lose like the one. She'll storm out. We've got to keep that. We've got to keep that power going. We have to pay this bill, $458.
Wait, is that a goose? Shit.
Listen, and I'll grab your scarf and shake you. I mean, listen, you space case. Head in the moment now. Don't worry about the goose.
Okay. What do you want me to do? I'm selling shit all morning.
Well, yeah, and that's what I need you to do. I need you to sell some shit. I need you to sell that record that you've got. You're always going on about how it's worth at least $500.
Beaumont and Brigitte, it's, well, I mean, 500, that's cheap. It's art. It's the best. It's the highest art. I mean, if you get that one for $1,000, you're still, it's still a very good deal.
Well, that's fine. I mean, we just need $458.
400. Wait a moment. You want me to sell it just for the money? You were selling art here. I know you do not understand that, but that's art. The shining shoulder pads here, that's money.
Yeah.
And Beaumont and Brigitte, that's art. That's art, my friend.
Well, you know what, Jean-Pierre? Every single day, I listen to you toot on about this damn record all the time, but I've never actually heard it. What does it actually sound like?
Shall I put it on?
And
I'm getting out my white gloves. No problem.
Go for it, Marcel. Put on the record.
Yeah. Okay. Great. So I'm.
So this is on the loudspeakers throughout the store, right?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
And I think this is me actually taking a moment with Jean-Pierre to listen to this record.
Yes.
And having people listen to the record is definitely destructive to the goal of selling it, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds beautiful to Jean-Pierre only. Yes, he
So, what does it kind of sound like? Just a rough kind of idea of what we're hearing.
So it's sort of uses ambient sound, mixes it together with that clarinet trio of the people who tuned it in quarter tones. So it's basically quarter tone music, classical with electronic instruments. Has absolutely no structure whatsoever. So when you thought that free jazz was wild. No, you had no idea. So
are there any vocals in it? Is there any singing?
You can hear at times, and I'm pointing this out to you. You can hear Brigitte just saying "ooh, ah." I'm like, wait for it. That was Brigitte.
Oh yeah, I love it, and I'll be I think I actually take the time to sort of listen to it, and the way that I see that, it just sounds like a load of pretentious noise to me at the beginning, but the fact that you seem in love with this record to me,
yes.
And I'm like, maybe I need to give this guy a chance, maybe maybe he really. This thing, I called him a poser. Maybe this is just what he loves. This is really the thing. And I think the record finishes, and I'm like, well, that was certainly something, Jean-Pierre.
You like it?
I think it's definitely got something that I could be inspired by, yeah. Maybe I need to become unfettered and move away from the shackles of the loud electric guitar and the 4/4 aggressive drum beat.
Yes. I know it's an acquired taste, like frog legs. I didn't like them at first, but they are really delicious.
Are they vegan?
Maybe.
Hmm.
I'll ask next time I'm in Paris. Okay, so you have money troubles, right?
Hmm.
It's a
Yeah.
small company, so I saved all that money for Colombia or the Sorbonne. It's not much, but well, if you help me to sell this record today to someone who loves it just as much as you do and I do, then I mean I think maybe Colombia can wait another year, and I have like, I don't know, I saved $800. So
Wow.
I'm very far away from my dream ever going back
Wow.
to Paris.
How did you, man, that's really impressive. How did you manage to squirrel away $800 on minimum wage?
I know. I was eating baguette and nothing else every day. So this is Tuesday, so every Tuesday is croissant day. But so I have the money, and I would give it to Judy. And I know tomorrow is your birthday, and I think we sort of, I can realize that you've been inspired by art, and I want to tell you how much that means to me.
Mm.
But you have to promise me, we are going to sell this album today, no matter what. And you need to get the goose away from the French.
I think I'll be like, oh, Jean-Pierre. I'll be like, and I go to give you a hug, and I'm like, je t'aime, man. Je fucking t'aime.
Yeah. Je t'aime aussi. Mon cher Max.
Hey.
So I think we should roll for that, because and I think you can probably get Jean-Pierre to help you with that task, seeing as he's
Totally. Yeah.
So you can roll 2 dice.
Okay.
I will also be rolling 2 dice.
So each of us is rolling 2?
No, just
No.
just Max. He's doing the task and you're helping, so that's where he gets the second die.
Oh yeah, so that's because we were cool.
Because you're cool.
That's 1 extra die. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. Okay, excellent. Bum, bum, bum. Let me roll 2 die.
Sorry, sorry.
What's that, sir?
No, I was going to say something, but then realized it was completely.
That's cool. I rolled a 5 and a 2, so I scored
Okay.
5.
I'll just roll those green dice. I rolled a 4 and a 5.
Ooh.
So that is a tie. So on a tie, the trouble kind of wraps to the next scene.
Oh no!
Someone can try to solve it. So obviously, or maybe not obviously, but it's, you have to go to the bank and get your money, and then gather the rest of it and bring it to another bank where the power cut. So it's kind of an ongoing task, which takes a little bit more effort than just, hey, we're gonna pay the bill. Obviously, in the days before easy banking, everything has to be done by a bank teller in this small town. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, I think the one needs to be sold on the fact that this goose is a swan. I think there needs to be some shenanigans or fast talking, and I think Betty is the girl to do it. Or at least tame this rogue animal from attacking or scaring off customers. So yeah, sort out this, and she's very careful to say swan so that no one hears goose, because that's part of the big lie. If you keep calling it a swan, then that's surely going to work.
Can I set a scene?
Yeah.
All right. I'm in the break room with Stephanie and the goose, and both of us are up on the employee couch as the goose is standing on the floor hissing at us.
So you're like standing up on us?
Standing up on the couch, yes.
Okay, yeah.
Because there's a very angry goose that was kept in a cat carrier for much too long for the goose's pleasure.
Yeah, yeah. So it's fiercely hissing at the both of you. I don't know, probably eating someone's cornflakes that were left at the coffee table from earlier.
Taking a moment to like bury its head in the cornflakes, look up at us, hiss, and then bury its head in the cornflakes again.
Yeah.
Cool. So Stephanie, this isn't a perfect swan, but it's just as angry as the swan is, and that's what you wanted, right? The real anger to express like the deep down emotion of something that's beautiful, but also something that's scorned.
I mean, it's smaller than I expected, but I'm not sure I've ever actually seen a real swan. So,
well, if you think this one is scary, a bigger one is even scarier.
Okay, because I wanted, fierce and challenging, but I don't know.
Betty
maybe
puts her hand out a little bit, and the swan snaps at it.
Yeah, maybe that's. I don't know.
Serrated teeth.
Do birds have teeth?
Swans or geese have serrated teeth. Yes.
Oh, okay. Wow. I did not know that. I'm going to stay the hell away from that creature. So, what was I thinking?
No, I get it. You put stuff on the rider to make sure people are paying attention.
This is not a brown M&M's thing or a purple Skittles thing. This is, the album is The White Swan,
I have a lot of respect for that. It isn't just something random. It's something that means something to you, right? Something that's who you are.
Absolutely. Yeah. And they say swans mate for life, but that was a lie I told myself about other people.
Well, does that look like something that would want to snaps and catches Betty on the ankle and she curses and kicks away at it? Does that look like something that wants to mate with something for life?
I don't know. I mean, I guess swans are pretty aggressive when it comes to everything.
I've got an idea. And Betty takes out a couple of pre-rolled and hands one to Steffi and lights one up herself and lights up an extra one and throws the extra one in the direction of the goose.
And I think
stoned goose.
I think at that moment, from the shop floor, you hear over the shop stereo the opening chords of Freebird by Lynyrd Skynyrd.
All right, I want to roll with that.
Okay, so
I'm doubling down.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
I got a 2 and a 6.
Woo, 6.
And I got a 1 and a 4. So you successfully tame this goose and convince Stephanie that it's a swan and that everything is good. What does that kind of process look like?
I light one of the joints in my mouth and hand it to Stephanie, and I light the other one for me, and I light one for the goose and throw it to the goose, and the goose just eats it entirely. It just completely consumes the thing that I tossed to it. It thought that I was giving it a treat.
So we've now got a stoned angry goose.
Well, it's not as angry anymore, but it is much hungrier.
Cornflakes aren't going to be enough for it.
No, it starts eating the styrofoam bowl that the cornflakes came in.
I think the secret stash of baguettes Jean-Pierre has are in Pearl, or the spare packet of croissants.
Oh my god, no. I can see what's happening here. There's a secret stash of something else, isn't there, that Goose might get his hand on?
No, it has a taste for it.
Okay, awesome. So Yeah, I think there's yeah, I think I guess instead of maybe saying that we have another task for Jean-Pierre, do you want to take that writing task of paying off the power company?
Yeah, sure. The thing I was imagining is I am on my, as you described it earlier, I'm on my way to the bank. It takes a lot of time, and I'm sitting on a bench waiting for the money. I mean, it's not that great a sum, but nevertheless, there are some issues at the bank, so I need to wait for half an hour sitting in the sun thinking about what it means. I'm using the money to get away from this town, to get away from the record store, to get to Columbia or the Sorbonne, and now I'm using that to save the record store, which is stupid because I'm using the money to get me away and to keep it running. So I have a lot of thoughts, and I go to a telephone, have a couple of quarters, and call the record store, and I hope that someone picks up the phone.
Who wants to pick up the phone, or do you want to leave it to Judy?
I'll pick up the phone.
Hey Betty, it's me, Jean-Pierre. I'm here at the bank. Takes a while before I get back. You have a moment?
We're kind of busy now. We're almost done setting up. The concert starts in like 15. What's going on?
Oh, but did you get a swan?
About that. Well, it's taken care of.
Right, because earlier this morning, Max just brought a goose, and I don't think you can convince her that this is actually a swan, right?
In the background, you hear scuffling and honk, honk, honk. It's taken care of.
All right. Now that's not why I'm calling. You know what? I've been thinking that you haven't been with us for a long time, a couple of months only. So, how do I say that? I don't want to be sentimental. We existentialists, we embrace nihilism and that the world is a cruel place. We know that, but I'm using my private savings to save the store, but that was the money I was saving to get away from it, to get to Paris or to New York. Am I doing the right thing?
That was the money that was for you to be who you are. So you're making a decision. Are you someone who works at the store, or are you someone who's really embracing your Frenchness?
Oh wow! I don't know. You had asked me this morning. I would have embraced my French side. I would have been Jean-Pierre. But you know what? Max and I we had a conversation earlier, and he likes my music. He likes Beaumont and Brigitte, and I think I have a mission now. I can still show him true art and beauty, and that's worth something, Betty, right?
Can I just add a little detail to the scene here? Like over in the camera shot, like over your shoulder, like outside of the phone booth, there's like a billboard across the road, and it says "Now open. Visit Disneyland Paris."
Oh.
Oh, time appropriate.
Yes. I suddenly hear Angela Lansbury singing the opening song. Okay, great. So Max and we had this moment, and I have the feeling I have a new mission.
Great. Your mission is to bring French culture to the United States. I'm 100% behind that. We could use all the culture we could get. What can I help you with? I have to get back to the customers.
Yeah, sure, Betty. Just one more minute, Betty. This is helpful. You help. It's like, Jean-Paul Sartre, he needed Simone de Beauvoir. She helped him think, and you are my Simone, right?
Sure, I'm Simone.
Yes. So where were we? Okay, so I have the money. I will have it in a couple of minutes. And if I bring it to Judy, she'll be able to pay the power company, and the one is going to play the concert. but I'll be stuck here and bring Frenchness to America. Yes.
Do you really feel like you're stuck here? This seems like the place you want to be.
Yeah, I mean, I want to be in Paris, of course.
Do you really want to be embarrassed? I know the answer to that. The answer to that is, and you can hear the wink through the telephone. Yes.
Oh, well, I got a lot of thinking to do, Betty, but okay, when I return, I'll bring fresh croissants. I think this is the day where we all eat them. And when this terrible week is over, I would like to invite you to my favorite French bistro. Max and you and Judy, perhaps.
Oh, that sounds great. In the background, you hear really loud honking. Make sure you bring at least one extra.
All right. This was really helpful, Betty. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Vous êtes mon ami. Yeah, truly. Bye.
Yeah, see you soon. Bye.
So that sounds like you're cool now, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you're still sticking around to do the task, but I'm not sure if you're getting any help.
Not really.
Yeah.
So meaning cool is, what does it mean? Relationships, I put it on yes in the character keeper?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, great.
And that means the next time you're trying to do a task, you can get Betty to help you, to give you an extra die.
Okay, cool. Right. So where's the roll for your party? So I guess in terms of mechanics, that was taking a moment maybe, or?
Yeah, so that was taking a moment to make it cool, and then we're going to roll for the task to pay the bill on time. So I think you're only rolling one, and then I'm rolling two. So
I rolled a 4.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
I rolled a 3 and a 6.
Oh, no.
So I think it's something really stupid, like they said, come back in half an hour. And because of the phone conversation, that 5-minute window between half an hour being up and the lunch break, when the bank obviously closes.
How about they close early on a Tuesday?
Oh, yeah. It's another odd opening closing hour thing. It's like they close on a Tuesday at 12:20 instead of 12:45.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me draw a card to see what kind of extra trouble we get.
Ooh.
Another diamond.
Oh no, more money trouble.
Well, I mean, I suppose it's not. At least it's doubling down on something that's problematic.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think the kind of okay, I think we'll save that. But there's obviously going to be a power cut in the middle of the one's opening act or whatever. Okay, so so before we move into Act 3, do we want to take a quick 5-minute break?
Yeah, I'd like that. That'd be great. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's come back at 25 past.
Yeah, perfect.
Cool. See you in 5 minutes.
Thanks.
Yep.
Let's have a look at this goose picture.
I don't save yourself.
Oh, oh
It's
my
frightening,
God.
but then it's what all geese look like if you look a goose in the mouth.
Wow, holy shit.
They have
Crazy.
teeth, and then they also have teeth on their tongue. Just nothing but teeth.
How did I live like this long on this planet without knowing that geese look like absolutely horrendous monsters? Wow.
Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, totally. In that case, definitely so.
I mean, the phrase should be "Don't look a gift goose in the mouth." Okay, you'll regret forever. Who needs to sleep, right? That's
when you can think about frightening geese.
okay. So, Act 3. I guess in this one, right? If no one has achieved their goal, so everyone should be probably trying to do that while possibly staving off disaster at work. So that's up to you. Do we want to sort of narrate the kind of power failure as just the opening to Act 3, maybe? So, the one is set up on stage and about to start the act, and then maybe after the first chord or whatever, it's like wom 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 wom, the kind of Millennium Falcon failing sound, and the lights go out. It's a good job it's in the middle of the day, because otherwise you'd be in complete darkness.
At that moment, the door opens to the store. Jean-Pierre comes in like, I have bad news for you. Oh, I think you already know.
Okay, so I think the probably the emergency task is to calm down Stephanie so that she just doesn't barge out of the place. So yeah, who do we? I think the relationship she has with Betty means that Judy is probably going to try to give Betty that job.
Oh. But he really doesn't want to.
well, like Stephanie has been calling the goose, the very obvious goose, a swan all afternoon. So reinforce success. So maybe Stephanie looks over at staff in disbelief as the power goes out. And this is not like a prearranged lights off right before dramatic entrance kind of lights off. This is a disaster.
Betty scrambles out of the extremely damp stockroom with as many candles as she could carry in her arms and starts setting them up on stage and whispering to Stephanie, this was totally not planned, but we're going to make it like it was planned. You're going to get a lot of indie cred for this.
And an acoustic guitar, maybe?
Oh, yeah, that's my next trip. We have one in the back. It's mostly dry.
Oh, it's Max's like guitar that he plays on his lunch break.
Yes.
Yeah, it's covered in like all stickers from all these like hardcore punk bands.
I run off to the side and I bug Max. Max, I need to borrow your guitar.
Like what? What for? Like, I said you could be like the drummer in Integrity. I mean, if you want to be a guitar player, holy shit. Yeah, sure, take it. And I'll sort of hand you, I'll sort of pull my guitar and hand it. And I noticed it's got this huge sticker on it that says like hippie cunts fuck off. And I'm like, oh shit. And I just get like a permanent marker and like scribble it out. And I'll be like, yeah, Nazi punks, fuck off on it. There you go, that'll do.
Excellent ad-libbing, I appreciate it. I run it up to Stephanie and I say, and in the clip, there's an edible. Not in the clip. In the oh gosh, I don't know enough about guitars. What do they call the things that they use to compress all the strings at the top? Is that a clip?
Oh, and the top is.
So like the
That's
one
called
to change the pitch of the guitar.
Yeah. Yeah, like the
I have
ones
no
that are
idea what
just
it's
like a big
called.
clamp. That's yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
so
called
in the
it's called
so,
a capo.
We
Thank
we
you.
all know what you mean,
Yeah.
but
So in that there's a carefully wrapped edible cookie for Stephanie. And I said,
Mm.
this is a disaster, but we're going to make it work. We're going to sell some records.
okay. So I'm not you shooting for your goal.
No, I'm not shooting for my goal.
Okay,
I'm sacrificing it.
Okay.
I'm inspired by all of these sad old men that still work here. That my goal is something I can deal with now, but this is all that these sad old men that still work here have.
Okay. So are you doubling down, or
Yeah, I'm doubling down.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I think now is a good time to roll and see how. And the troubles are still just 2. Yeah. So I'm rolling 2 dice.
I rolled 2 and 5. Did you roll already? I can't tell.
No, I'm just re-rolling now.
Okay. Oh, is that a 4 and a 6?
4 and a 6. Yeah.
I failed.
My rolling is spectacular.
Yeah.
Boo hiss.
But how is it? I mean, since we have cool relationships, can we help?
Are relationships
sure.
cool in both directions, or would I have to do something to make them cool?
Oh,
yeah.
It's they're not symmetrical. So if
Yeah.
they might be cool with you, but you might be cool with them. Yeah. So yeah, I think. Yikes! Let me roll. Let me draw a new card and.
It's like the end.
Yeah. See what's going on. Okay. Wow. Another diamond. Okay.
That's the end.
Yeah, that is up to 5. So I think maybe she storms off, like leaving the guitar clashed to the ground, eating the cookie, and then maybe like taking all of the merchandise, or telling her manager to take all the merchandise that she had brought along out with her, and they're like, this is event over, right?
Betty pretends to be complicit in taking all the merchandise and apologizes for how terrible everything has gone. And as Stephanie drives away out of the back of the van that her and her crew took to the venue, you see the head of the goose
honking its way down the freeway. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's definitely a downer.
Yeah.
Damn you, deck of cards. Okay. So next scene. I guess. Anyone? I think that's almost like. Judy probably knows exactly what's happening and has kind of given up, right? I think she's kind of withdrawn to the office, and people who were there for the gig and the signing are all kind of hanging out or leaving, as the case may be. Jean-Pierre, what do you want to do? Do you want to shoot for your goal or what?
I guess this is my last chance. I mean, let me think. So I have to come up with something that's not only aesthetically pleasing the customers, but financially pleasing them as well. So I read up a sign saying like, okay, buy 10 CDs and I'll give you a discount on Beaumont Brigitte. It'll only cost you 200 then. Obviously, after half an hour, when people start laughing at that, I go down to 180 and I just cross it out again, 150 and so on. I keep going until someone, hopefully at some point, buys it along the Shiny Shoulder Pads album and whatever.
Yeah, it's difficult to imagine who has that particular taste uh, duality going on, but I'm sure there's someone in New York.
Oh, I have another idea. So I know, I mean, many customers are regulars, right? So, and I know some of them live just around the corner. So what I do is so those customers who live around the corner and buy shiny shoulder pads and other crap, I just open the CDs, take out the shiny shoulder pads, and enter and put in the cover. I put in CDs that sound pretty much like French post-industrial Beaumont Brigitte kind of thing, because I know once they're putting that, expecting shiny shoulder pads in their CD player and listening to it, they will come back to get more of that stuff. So I'm just that's my trick.
Okay, okay.
I do that pretty quickly.
So
that's
you're
a space case plan if I ever
yeah,
have.
you're selling stock and trying to ditch the superb record as well. Okay, so yeah, why don't you roll? If you do you have no, you haven't made any progress.
Oh, I have made no
So
progress.
if you have you tried to sell it? Because if you not yet. Okay. So you don't have any bonus dice for that. Okay.
Fortunately not. So it's 1d6, right?
So 1d6 rolling.
Wish me luck, bon chance.
If anyone can help you, that is of course an option.
Who? It disappeared. What happened to roll for your party? I double clicked and now the dice is gone.
They've probably scrolled down page, but you can just reselect the blue dice or something.
Green one and reroll select 3. Shit.
Okay. But if you are getting help, if someone else is one of your friends is able to help you, you can get an extra die roll.
Hey, psst, Max, get over here.
Hey, what's up, bro?
Hey, you see that? That's the latest Cross Chris album. It's shitty. So I just take it out of the cover and I put in there, I don't know, Jean-Michel Jarre. They're gonna like it. You see my cunning plan?
So what this cunning plan, like what's the final goal of it? I don't quite see where you're going with this, my friend.
So when people go home, listen to that,
yeah,
first they'll think, oh no, I got the wrong album. And then they think, this is great, I want more of that. So they come back and buy more albums. And they're finally going to buy Beaumont et Brigitte. You understand?
So that's your final aim, is to sell that. I hesitate to call it a record, but
it's the most valuable piece we have in this store.
Well, how much do you want for it?
Well, I hide the sign where I just wrote 160. Let's say 500.
Because there was something about it that when I reached out and he touches his burning heart tattoo again and touched me like kind of deep inside, from that record. And hell, we came, integrity. We came second in the Battle for the Bands competition. So, we got a help, and he reaches into his other pocket and pulls out this kind of wad of cash. We got a healthy second prize. I'll buy that record, man.
Wait, what? I'm confused.
Yeah. Hey, and I just start counting out bills, and was it 500? You said, yeah.
Are you pulling my leg? You really want to buy?
No, I'm buying your fucking record, Jean-Pierre. No, you said what? You said you wanted to go. You wanted to go off to visit Paris, visit wherever. You go. You're wasted here, man. You're absolutely.
For a second, I turn around because I don't want to. I don't want you to see that I'm starting to cry, tears of joy. It's probably the best day in my life.
So do I? Ooh, sorry. Carry on.
Yeah, I think since we're still, trying to get a second die for the roll, so maybe that's the power.
Yeah, that's the die.
Mm-hmm. The best day of my life.
So why don't you roll another die for that?
Do you want me to roll or Paul?
You roll, Lex. It's your roll.
Okay, so it's a 2. Shit.
And I rolled lower than usual. I rolled a 4 and a 2. So, but
Ooh.
no help at all. Oh dear. So let me draw a card.
Shit. It was such a great plan.
It was, yeah. Clubs. So that is
Unity.
the community. Yeah. So, how about the power cut has that was supposed to be just localized to this building has actually caused some kind of a rolling brownout or blackout in the neighborhood, and now everyone is very angry at Revolution Records.
Mm.
Okay. And just to add a little bit of bitterness to the I guess you're actually kind of selling your album, but then Judy notices that all of a sudden Max, who had only $10 in his wallet 2 hours ago when the fate of Revolution Records was on the line, suddenly has $500 for this stupid French record that he didn't seem to care about earlier. Okay. And I guess, yeah, the what's the task for Max? I think it's something really sad, like shutting up shop, right? Judy has to go to the bank to close or liquidate or sell to the big ass company, right? That's going to take over the store, sign on the dotted line, and you have to shut up shop, possibly for the last time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a sad day. I think they were sweeping up the goose feathers, taking down the posters. And I think I've got like the I've got Jean-Pierre's kind of double French album on really loud.
We don't have power.
Oh my god, we don't, do we? So we can't. There's no power. Yeah, you're right.
Boombox.
Or maybe a car battery or something.
No, I'm just humming it as I'm sweeping up these goose feathers. Yeah, just like humming all these like sort of atonal kind of like clarinet like lines, loving it. I think I call over to Jean-Pierre and to Betty. Are you both there?
Yeah, Betty's ripping down the posters that she put up all of 3 hours ago.
And I'm like, well, it looks like we're at the end of an era, guys. Like
6 whole months.
Well, 9 whole years, 364 days.
Oh man, it's so sad.
How about you, Jean-Pierre? How long have you been here?
Since my return from Paris 3 years ago. Oh wow. It must be so sad. I mean, it's your birthday tomorrow and your 10th anniversary.
Yeah. It's my birthday tomorrow. 30 years old. I'm gonna be.
I don't know what to say.
Now you can concentrate on the band, right?
I mean, we came second in like a shitty local Battle of the Bands competition.
Yeah, but you're spending half your time here. Once you're spending all your time on the band, you could come second national.
Yes. Yes, and did you know that Jean-Paul Sartre's dissertation, the first one, was rejected?
Exactly. You could be like one of the French people that Jean-Pierre likes, who die in obscurity but then are appreciated later.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's helping Betty, is it?
I mean, I don't know, man. Like, look, I've spent 10 years with integrity. You know, the whole last 10 years of my life dedicated to integrity. And look where it's got me.
And to Revolution Records.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe it's time for me to just, I don't know, turn over a new leaf, you know, start a new chapter in my life.
But what are you gonna do? I mean, you are Revolutionary Records. The place is not the same without you. I can't even imagine this place without you.
Thanks, Jean-Pierre. That means a lot, man.
So Max, I think if Revolution Records is closing, a promotion in that regard, it's kind of impossible. But if you wanted to replace that with a goal to be the new manager for CD Emporium, completely sell out, or start the band seriously, either of those would make, I think, apt new goals. If that makes sense.
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, I still see like getting a promotion as like the manager of the new store.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, totally. So I think he's like, yeah, I think he says like he comes in and there's like group hug, staff hug, and gives everyone a hug. And he's like, you guys mean so much to me, you really do. And the phone rings. And like he picks up the phone and he's like, yes, yeah, this is Maurice Maximilian Marshall speaking. But yeah, I'd be really interested in hearing what you've got to say. Yeah, and hearing about your offer. Just let me go somewhere a little bit more private. And he's like, hey, just gonna go and take this phone call back in the office, guys.
Eddie, did you know his first name was French? Maurice?
And yeah, I'm shooting for my goal of getting the manager's job at the company that are going to take over.
Yeah.
Who are now ringing me up. Yeah.
Is anyone going to help you close up shop to give you an extra die? Or
definitely. I still got I have Betty is still we're cool. So I think I throw the keys away to Betty, and I'm like, hey Betty, follow in my footsteps, lock the shop up, and like toss her the keys.
Do you want me to lock the shop up, or do you want me to be a reference for your interview?
Well,
I guess we can decide that, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Decide that when we see what the dice say, right?
Yeah.
Because now I'm up to 3 dice for me, I think, for the man, which is no fun at all.
Well, so I just roll 1 for me, and then
one for help,
and 1 for Betty.
So let me roll.
Oh, where'd it go? My dice disappeared.
So I got a 2, a 4, and a 6.
You've rolled a 6 like almost every die.
Yeah.
So I rolled a 5, and then I'll roll 1 for Betty to help me out. A 2.
Okay. So yeah, that's I guess it's you tick, you have a plan, and you're determined, right, for your personal goal.
Mm-hmm.
But why don't you describe how shutting down the shop actually goes badly? Let me draw a card for that.
Yeah.
Heart.
I think
So. This is the first time we've gotten a result. Oh no, it's morale. It's not the boss. We haven't drawn a spade at all.
Yeah, I think like I didn't explain to Betty how to kind of lock up properly. And there's actually there's a knack like with a key, like you have to like turn it once and then turn it halfway back and then turn it again to lock. Otherwise the lock doesn't catch. So she just kind of like ho hum, kind of locks up quite nonchalantly, but the door's not actually properly locked.
Sure, it looked like it turned.
Yeah. And whilst everyone's like preoccupied with anything, all those sort of fake hip hop stoner kids hanging around outside just like come in and start like shoplifting all the CDs.
I mean, at least it's not a rogue squadron of geese, right? Okay, so that is the end of the scenes, and then we do a montage for epilogue. So everyone describes 2 brief scenes, including their character. If there was any writing task, which there's not. So yeah, we can do it in a round. So you can do one quick scene and then go around the table and then do it again. And then I'll do a quick closing moment to wrap up. So yeah, let's do it in the usual order. Max first.
Okay. So what song do we have playing over the montage scene?
I think it's going to be something, the genre in the book is described as a sad woman with guitar or piano, right? I think so, something like that.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, and I think we have Max, like he's in the back room and he's on the phone speaking to the guy from Mega Mart Records, and he's like, yeah, I could send you my CV, I totally could, but it's just got like this job on it and that's it. It's, nearly 10 years like in the same job and that, but all you need to know is that I'm the singer with integrity. That's basically my life CV. And then when he says that, he's like, you can hear like the voice coming from on the other end of the phone, like that, and he's like, and he just takes the phone away and like looks at it and he goes, I'm the singer with integrity. Like, why the fuck am I speaking to these guys, to these sellouts? And he just like slams the phone down and kind of turns back into the store.
Okay, great. Jean-Pierre.
Jean-Pierre is at home. He receives a phone call from his bank. Mr. Peters, the money is ready. You can pick it up at any time. And then a thought comes to his mind, and we see him entering a travel agency. And he's putting all the money that he wanted to use to save the record store. He puts it on the counter and says, Paris, no return.
Oh.
And I guess that's the end of the first scene. We'll have a second scene in Paris.
Yeah. Betty.
So Betty leaves the record store later at night after everything has been cleaned up from the shoplifting and gets into her friend's car, which has 3 other relatively big guys in it, and shoves her still relatively large bag in with her and says, so guys, I have some bad news, but I've got a really funny story involving Stephanie Buckingham and a goose.
Oh my God, I've just been reading the rules. Sorry to jump in here. And it says, in this epilogue, if both of your relationships are cool, or if you accomplish your goal, you can frame a scene from this list. Your character can reduce the store trouble by 1.
Okay, yeah. So sorry, I missed that.
Yeah, it's either your character can reduce the store trouble by 1, you share a consensual kiss, or you shoot for your goal one last time. Roll for it.
Okay, yeah, and you have
Both of
both
my
of your
relationships are
relationships are cool.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and the same goes for Jean Pierre.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so do you want to make that your second
Yeah.
quick scene? Yeah.
Yeah, I do. So I think I'd like to reduce the the money trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, down to 4.
Sure.
And this is like quite a long time later. Yeah. And we've got Max, and you can tell it's Max because he's still got all the tattoos and stuff, but he looks different. He's kind of grown his hair out. He's grown like a little kind of like pointy moustache. And he's wearing like a black and white striped kind of jumper. And there's a black beret like on his head. And he's sitting on stage in this kind of little smoky bar with his battered acoustic guitar. And there's a banner behind him, and it's like fundraiser, reopen Revolution Records. And he's like, now I'm going to finish off tonight. Thank you for coming along. Thank you for coming, and for putting your hands deep into your pockets to reopen the pillar of our community that is Revolution Records. And this last song I'm going to play for you tonight, it's inspired by this cool cat from Paris that I used to know. Yeah, it's called what did I say? It's called My Heart Belongs to Paris. And I start playing this song.
That's perfect.
So yeah, that's automatic, right? You just reduce the store.
Yeah, so that means it doesn't close, does it? It has to be 5 to close.
Yeah, exactly.
Yay!
So it goes back down to 4. Obviously, the store is more beloved by people than they realized when they had to buy records. So you get a lot of money in your guitar case that night. Okay, awesome. And yeah, Jean-Pierre has got both his relationships at Cool as well. So you can choose the same options. You can shoot for your goal one last time.
No. So I already established that I go to Paris. So it's like a 6 month later scene. And finally, we see Jean-Pierre walking towards this very small, dingy little place. And a poster says that Beaumont and Brigitte are playing here tonight. Jean-Pierre has changed. He hasn't eaten for a long time. Paris has been hard and cruel. It's winter now, and it's nothing of the romantic city that you have in the movies. So he probably used his last money to get a ticket for Beaumont and Brigitte, and he stands there, and the concert starts, and he's listening to it, and he's shaking his head. No, that doesn't sound right. It's crap. It's crap. What happened to Beaumont and Brigitte? He shouts out. And there's a reporter standing next to him and says, "Yeah, no, man, I know. They used to be so great when they released the Blue Album without a title. You know that one? That's an item. Every collector would pay like 20 to 30,000 euros for that. If only I knew someone who had that album." And the next scene, that's classic. We see Jean-Pierre running out of the store, finding a phone and trying to call his friend Max, who bought it for 500.
Love it.
So it's a couple years later, and it's post benefit concert, and Betty is putting posters up for the grand reopening of Revolution Records, and she pastes up the front window, and she slaps the poster up, and it's got a big logo with a horrifying angry goose with its mouth open, and romantic candles in the background. To commemorate the final night before it closed down 2 years ago.
Oh, I love it.
Okay, awesome.
Oh,
yeah. And I think maybe the final kind of opening act is the one and only reunion tour visiting Revolution Records, right?
Mm. And then the end credits roll and the opening chords of Freebird ring out, and the credits start rolling up. Yeah,
the bad robot bit at the end has been replaced with Bad Goose. Yeah. Mad Goose.
Hey, love it.
Okay, that's it. That's a wrap. Okay, awesome.
Hey, nice game, great game.
Yes, thanks for
Really
running it.
enjoyed it. Yeah.
Thanks everyone.
It treaded thank you very much. Thanks Donna for running it. Thanks for playing with me as well. I really enjoyed it. I love that game. For me, it ran like this really beautiful kind of balance between like being kind of a bit ridiculous and kind of gonzo comedy, but actually having moments of real like emotional weight to it, and real poignancy. I think that's a very very powerful kind of line to walk. So well done everyone for bringing that. That's great.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I agree. Thank you, Donna, for running this for us. Fantastic game, and I liked all the characters. Yes, perfect mixture of tragedy and comedy. It's wonderful.
Okay, well, I will stop recording and we will see you next time.